You know what it is, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here chilling. I'm in Florida. You know what I mean? Took a little vacation. I did 10 years in Florida before I came home. But let me introduce myself before I even go on and who I got with me today. This is my son. You know, that's Wayne. You know, I call him Wayne because when I was a kid, they used to call me Wayne as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's my little man. So he doing his thing. And when I got locked up, he was 7 years old. And this is how old I come home to him at. So I go into a 7-year-old child. So look at your 7-year-old child and know that you could be taken away from them if you go down the wrong path like I did. You know what I mean? Look at all the years, 27 years, man. 27 years. A year ago, I came home, we came down here. I'm at my mother's house, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? My mother, so you know who she is, she's an old warrior. She told me straight up when I first got locked up, baby, you know what you got to do. You know what I mean? She ain't had to say nothing else. It wasn't no whole long conversation, no long drawn out, nothing on the phone. Baby, you know what you got to do. You know what I mean? And I smirked just like that, say, come on, Ma, that's not even nothing to talk about. Because, you know, we on the phone. You know what I mean? She said, I know what I got to do, you know what you got to do. You know what I mean? And that's it. And what she had to do was make sure they didn't use me, didn't use her, you know, as my breaking point. Because my prosecutor, after I came home, told me that they teach him in law school that every man has a breaking point. You know what I mean? A breaking point is a wife, a mother, a daughter, a cat, a dog named Ginger. That's my dog, by the way. You know what I mean? But those are breaking points. You know how they kidnap a nigga dog and he go crazy and he give him the code to how to use the computer. Those are breaking points. You understand what I'm saying? So my mother knew they was going to try and use her as a pawn to be a breaking point for me. And that would have been the ultimate test. You know what I mean? For them to test my breaking point by having my mother in the squeeze. And I know that everything depended on her freedom. And everything she knew in life depended on me. That's a breaking point, my nigga. That's why I don't hold no man responsible for how he take on his actions when it's time for the breaking points to be tested. I know what I'm not going to do. You know what I mean? And as a man, I'm not going to put myself in a situation to have my breaking point tested. And that's what I'm telling the youth. Don't get involved in crime. Don't get involved in the streets, the credit card scams, all that seem like free money. You know what I mean? Because when them peoples come in, they're going to test your breaking point. They're going to test you. You don't even know you have a breaking point until I just broke it down to you. But they're going to test your breaking point. You know what I mean? But they wanted to use my mother as a breaking point, my kids as a breaking point. That's what they usually use with women. When women get locked up, they tell them we're going to take you away from your kids. Those are breaking points. Let's get it straight. So I just talked to you something today. That's a breaking point. You know what I mean? My prosecutor told me, man, he respect me as a man because I never allowed him to test my breaking point. Because as a man, I know to keep myself out of situations that will put me in a position to have my breaking point tested. I know I'm gonna hold up. I'm not even questioning that. But the whole point is I'm not gonna put myself in the middle of the fire, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I was in the middle of the fire for 26 years when I sat in federal prison. They was testing my breaking point. My breaking point was my freedom, my children, my woman I left behind, my mother. You know what I mean? So they was squeezing me in federal penitentiary for 26 years to test my breaking point. But I never once spoke to my prosecutor to give him a chance to test my breaking point. So I most definitely was going to give the Federal Bureau of Prisons a chance to test my breaking point. I went from Lewisburg in 1995. I got there October 17th, 1984. By October 25th, 1995, I done jumped on 2 police and wound up in ADX. You understand? And threw myself in the fire. ADX, the Supermax prison, I'm going to do a video on. You know what I mean? But, you know, I just want you to know, like I said, when I went to prison, this young man sitting next to me was my son, was only 7 years old. You know what I mean? He's 36 now, 37-year-old ass man. I stopped counting because that's going to make me realize how old I am. And, you know, you see, I try and stay young and handsome. But anyway, you know, so let's talk about the real. Now, we come down here and my son wanted to hang out to get away, so we came to see mom for a little bit last night, had some shrimp, you know what I mean, with some rice with green peas in it. You know what I mean? Unique Mecca Audio here, man. I'm sitting here with my son. You know what I mean? I already broke down, who he is, what it is. Now I'm talking to a 37-year-old man. And yeah, I just want to know, what's on his mind as far as in life that I could help you with, that might be able to help somebody else in your situation with.
Me personally, I feel like I look at the way that the streets is now and everybody, we all out here running, hustling, getting money, doing everything that we need to do. Whichever way that is, the right way, the wrong way, you got to do something, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we all in that race to get something, what is something that you have picked up on is the difference between the way that people now is getting money and the way that they're moving and the choices that they're making with their money rather than the way that you was, and everybody knows that, the materials is always going to be there. Everybody's going to want the glamour and the glitz. So at the end of the day, what are some of the things that you would tell somebody now to do with their money, or that you wouldn't do the same, but that you also notice too is something that you wouldn't have done then either at that time?
All right. I'm going to say, I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to say social media. I think they're doing too much social media flossing, you know what I mean? And faking, you know what I mean? No disrespect to nobody, you know what I mean? Faking, fronting, you know what I mean? But it's not in a malice way. They just having fun, trying to make it look like they have more than what they have. That's what people do, you know what I mean? They trying to make it look like they have more than what they have. And you attract all the wrong people. You know what I mean? When you do that, you're gonna attract the stick-up kids. You already know that. You know what I mean? The people that's jealous, that feel that you saw from whatever also you doing that they not doing. You understand what I'm saying? And so that social media, it gets real dangerous because then it also pulls in people that is jealous, envious, but just want to be around you because you getting paper. You know what I mean? And from you faking and flossing on the thing, not in a negative way, not saying fake it in a negative way, meaning just being something that you're not, that you're not. And the people that know you closest to you know you're not. But you want to fool everybody else that's not close to you. You know what I mean? Who you are, And I think that's what the biggest problem is out there, because everybody's showing their hustle on the social media. Back then, we didn't have social media. So we showed our hustle when we went to 145th Street, 125th Street, over to Simpson Street in the Bronx, Fulton in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Jamaica Ave in Queens. When we went there, that's where we go with our nicest cars. We make sure it's washed up, make sure the rims is cleaned up, make sure we got our jewels on, our diamonds. We looking like $1 million. That you going there to be judged. Yeah. And you don't want to be judged as here, you'd rather be judged as up here. So everything you do is taking you from down here to up here. Is how we did it with our glitz and glamour back then, but we didn't have social media. They hit worldwide. You know what I mean? And people in different places of the world is looking at what each of us is doing, and they looking at it like, damn, you know what I mean? They're doing it big because they're so small. The bit you doing here was good enough for them, but you're painting a picture up here that they can't even visualize. You understand what I'm saying? And that attracts a lot of the wrong people, whether it's the negative people trying to kill you, rob you, or whatever, or it's the people trying to infiltrate you just to get what they can from you, and at the same time want to see your downfall. So as soon as any interactions with the forces that be, like the law, you know what I mean, come up, they tell on you in a minute, just so they can knock you off your throne to make them feel above you on their throne. You understand what I'm saying? Knowing they still beneath you, even if you fell for a minute.
Classic crabs in the barrel.
You understand what I'm saying? But I respect a crab more, because a crab is just gonna pull you back in the barrel and say, nigga, start over. You know what I mean? But a rat is gonna try and bite you. A snake is gonna try and wrap around you and suck your last breath out your body. But a crab is just gonna pull you in and give you another shot. Don't get that confused. A crab gonna give you another shot. Because once you get down, he leave you alone and go worry about somebody else that's trying to get up top, instead of his dumb ass trying to worry about getting out his goddamn self. He's just busy standing around watching everybody doing something so that he can pull them down. But he ain't trying to do nothing to get out. That's a crab.
Yeah. Okay, so to piggyback off of that, just because, it's been about 1.5 years so since you've been home, everybody knows at Unique Mecca Audio, everybody enjoys it. We love what you're doing and stuff like that. So with comparison to what you're seeing with it, what changes, what do you think could change any of that in social media? You know what I'm saying? What other ways can, instead of having all the different positive posts and things of that nature. What would you change and what you see to make social media a more overall positive entity, so that way, you kind of make it something more beneficial for the people rather than being something that steers so much negative?
I think if the people just be themselves, you know what I mean? Like me, I just show videos of where I'm at, who I'm with, to let you know who I am and that I'm respected. You know what I mean? And they respect it, and men, of honor respect men of honor. And that's all it is. You know what I mean? You're always gonna have people that have no honor trying to, chip at someone's honor. You understand what I'm saying? You're always gonna have that. That's that snake trying to get in. That's the one I told you about, that's gonna wrap himself around you and suck your breath out your body. You know what I mean? That's the dudes that when you taking pictures, they not smiling. But when you're not in it, they smiling big.
Yeah. I feel you. I guess the world's always gonna have that. Moral of the story is don't be a rat, don't be a snake.
Yeah.
Nobody like none of that.
And be yourself.
Be yourself.
You know what I mean? If you're a rat or you a snake, say you're a rat. Say you're a snake. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a tiger or a lion, say you're a lion. If you're a sheep or goat or cow, say you're that. You know what I mean? Because that's what make the world go around. And we all accept it. And all the real is going to accept the real because they know the real, that's who a person is. You know what I mean? But you don't care and can't say that, man, that's nasty, a goat eating grass. You know what I mean? I can never just sit there and eat all grass. That's nasty. No, that's what a goat do. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
comfortable in your skin, man.
And that's it. If everybody was comfortable in their skin, then we could really learn from each other and get to see who we're looking at on these social medias, so that we could, be like them until we could, find a way to better ourselves and straighten up ourselves more from whatever it is that we're doing, that we know ain't right. Because like I said, go ahead.
No, I was listening to you, but now, yeah, that was all definitely good. I would 100% agree with that, you know what I mean? There's not enough people in the world that's accepting exactly who they are and what they are, you know what I mean? We all got to find our purpose and things of that nature, find out what the Lord wants us to be. So 100% agree with that, you know what I mean? So hopefully we can get the world to get everybody to turn the key a little bit and not be as hateful and jealous of the next person, and let's love everybody,
Envy is a mother, man. Envy is a mother. I'm gonna have to do a whole video on that, but envious people is real dangerous. They're real dangerous because those are the ones that get close to you. I'd rather have an enemy than an envious person, because if I have an enemy, I already know what I'm dealing with. But an envious person is around you and he's acting like he loves you and everything is cool. That's what an envious person do. Come around you and act like everything is cool.
Yeah, well.
When the whole time he's looking for a way for your demise.
Correct.
And how he can benefit off you today. That's an envious person. So you don't know who they are until they show you these things. And they're going to show you signs. You have to recognize them.
Gotta read that.
You know what I mean? And your first thought, that should be your biggest thought when you meet someone or when you're dealing with someone, when you hear them speak. Whatever your first thought is about what they said, that's what it is. Everything else is going to be rationalizing it. You know what I mean? But that don't mean make your first thought a negative thought. Keep that first thought, but then also process that first thought. So you could rationalize it. You know what I mean? For good and bad. And wherever you really at the end, because you're going to know where you really at. Wherever you really at with your decision, your thought pattern, that's what it is. If you overanalyze it, now you're mollifying it. Mollifying meaning making excuses to make a wrong right. You understand? Meaning you know what this person is, you know what they said equated to that, and you ignore that. You understand what I'm saying? You ignore that. So you do that, that's on you. But like I said, this is my son. I've been gone 27 years, 26 and a half years. He was 7 when I got locked up. You know what I mean? Like 36 now, getting ready to be 37 or something like that. But like I said, I stopped counting because I don't want to realize how old I am. So, that's who that is. So you know who that is, man.
You already, man.
So I just try and give them jewels, man. So, we just build like I always tell them. You know what I mean? Chess. Play chess. Don't play checkers. And when you're playing chess, you have to think a move ahead of the person. You got to think, if I move my pawn over here, what is he gonna move next? So now you're thinking ahead before you even make that move. But to be a master chess player, you gotta be able to think as many moves ahead as you possibly can. You understand what I'm saying? Like before you get in the car, you think if you get pulled over, you're gonna get this or that. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
And then you think, you know, how you're gonna talk to him to let him know that you're in a hurry to go where you're going or whatever, and it's emergency, and you know, you have a right. You know what I mean? Or you feel you have a right to go fast. But you gotta think that many moves ahead. Like when you get in the car, you know you're getting ready to speed. You gotta think about when they stop you and what you're gonna say when they stop you. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's how you play chess. Dudes just think, let me get in the car and drive down the street. And then they just start speeding and say, oh, well, I'm speeding, and just keep speeding like la-di-da-di-da. Then the police pull them over, they don't know what the hell they're gonna say. You know what I mean? And then now they mad at the cop for pulling them over. He should be mad at yourself for not predicting this. And know to be on your P's and Q's, and you saw the police sitting in the cut. You know? That's chess. Thinking as many moves ahead as your opponent as possible. Checkers is just worrying about, you know, your move. That's all checkers is. You know what I mean? If I go here, would he kill me? That's it. You just worried about if he'll kill you. You know? So, you know, you miss a lot. But, you know, that's where that go, man. So we just chilling. We down here in, you know, Tampa area, chilling out for the holiday. And, you know, we made our own holiday. You know what I mean? We might wind up later on somewhere else, but, you know, we're going to keep you posted. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the road men.